Good evening, everyone. I'm your reporter for tonight, Miss Leia A. Miranda. My topic is Roman drama. Okay, let's talk about the Roman drama. Roman drama. There are only about 200 years that are important. Livius, Andronicus, 240 and 204 BCE, wrote, translated, or adapted comedies and tragedies, the first important work in Latin. Little is known, but he seemed to have been based on tragedy. Gaius Naevius, 270 and 201 BCE, excellent at comedy, but wrote both helped to Romanize the drama by introducing Roman allusions into the Greek originals and using Roman stories, comedy and tragedy following different paths. Other forms of Roman theater: pantomime, solo dance with music, lutes, pipes, cymbals, and a chorus, use mass, storytelling, and mythology or historical stories, usually serious but sometimes comic. Mime, overtalk after 2nd century AD, fabula Sasiniata. First, spoken. Second, usually short. Third, sometimes elaborate cast and spectacle. Fourth, serious or comic satiric. Fifth, no mass. Sixth, handwoman. 7, violence. And 6, defected literary. Medieval drama. The medieval drama refers to theatrical performance of the Middle Age, the period in Europe that lasted from the 5th century to the 15th century. Due to the period bus type puns, the term medieval drama has come to define different kinds of dramatic performance across the continent. It is important, therefore, to consider the distinct genres that form medieval drama meaning. We should first define medieval drama. Definition: medieval drama is the umbrella term for all kinds of theatrical performance that happened during the medieval period, also known as the Middle Ages in Europe. This period began during the late 5th century and concluded with the advent of the Renaissance and the early 15th century. Over the almost 1,000 years of the Middle Ages, there were significant developments in the field of the theater. Beginning exclusively as part of religious rituals, medieval theatrical performance eventually grew out of the church and found mass public popularity, coming to thrive towards the end of the period. Medieval drama origins. Scholars agree that the earliest medieval dramas appeared during the early medieval period. Dramatic performances were held as a way for the Catholic Church to enhance liturgical practices, particularly during religious festivals and on holidays. Definition: the early medieval period, also known as the Dark Age, began after the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the year 476, liberating most of the Western Europe from Roman colonial control. The period lasted from the late 5th century to the 10th century. Liturgy comprises the rituals and practices by which public religious worship is conducted, particularly in relation to the Christian faith. This became known as liturgical dramas. Medieval was services were made to act as a kind of ritual drama due to the largely illiterate congregations of Europe. Exciting spectacles of performance, therefore, became key in engaging everyday people in religious practices. They functioned as the additional manners of worship during medieval Mass. Medieval drama types. As dramatic performance saw public popularity, most medieval dramas had become distant from their liturgical origins. By this point, performance had changed and evolved, developing over the course of the period. Vernacular dramas. Towards the end of the 13th century, increased public interest demanded larger locations, moving performance from church grounds to the outdoor space. No longer did these plays serve exclusively as a part of liturgical service. Instead, they were a form of entertainment for excited audience. Churches relinquished control of this. English Renaissance Theatre. The English Renaissance Theatre, also known as early modern English theatre or commonly as Elizabethan theatre, refers to the theatre of England between 1562 and 1642. This is the style of the play of William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, and Ben Jonson. Theatrical life in the establishment of permanent theaters. The theatrical life was largely centered just outside of London, as the theatre was banned inside the city itself, but plays were performed by touring companies all over England. English companies even threw in the performed English plays abroad, e.g. in Germany and Denmark. The period starts before the establishment of the first permanent theaters. Initially, two types of location were used for performing plays: the courtyards of inns and the inns of court, such as the Inner Temple. These venues continue to be used even after permanent theaters were established. What is theater in the East? The theater in the East, there is no single Eastern theater. There are the number of theatrical forms: Sanskrit drama in India, Beijing opera in China, kabuki, bunraku, traditional Japanese puppet theater, and no drama in Japan. Although they share several common characteristics, each theatrical form is different. Classical India. Gupta and Mauryan Empire, 500 BCE, and then 500 BCE. Recall. Indus River Valley Civilization. What do you remember about the Indus River Valley Civilization? And lastly, about 1,000 years from 2,500 BCE and 1,500 BCE. For they call this group castes. First, Brahmins, priests and teachers. Second, Kshatriyas, warriors and rules. Third, Vaisyas, trades, farmer and herders. Fourth, Shudras, laborers and peasants. Aryan kingdoms begin. First, Aryan extended their settlement east along the Ganges River. Second, initially chiefs were elected by the entire tribe. Third, around 1000 BCE, minor kings who wanted to set up territorial kingdoms. Arose they struggled with one another for land and power. Out of this emerged a major kingdom, Magadha. The Magadha expanded to occupy almost all of the subcontinent by 100 BCE. The Mahabharata, one of the great epics of India, reflects the struggles as Aryan leaders fought for the control of India lands. The Vedas are the oldest Hindu scripture. Most important Veda is the Rig Veda, contains in 1028 hymns to the Aryan gods, passed down orally for years, not written until much later. According to the Rig Veda, ancient in India, society was divided into four groups, called Varnas when the Portuguese came to India in the 1500. Alexander the Great in the Hellenistic world. First, recall that Alexander the Great brought the Indus Valley and Indus under Macedonian control in 326 BCE. This spread Greek cultural elements as far as India. In feature cultural blending to procedure Hellenistic culture. Greek control of the Indus Valley did not last long. Mauryan Empire 321 BCE and 232 BCE. Chandragupta Maurya may have been born in Magadha, a powerful kingdom. In 321 BCE, Chandragupta Maurya gathered an army, killed that unpopular Nanda king, and claimed the throne, beginning the Mauryan Empire. Expansion seizes all land from the Magadha to Indus. Defeat Seleucus of Alexander's generals riding the Greek from India. And by 303 BCE, northern India was united politically for the first time. Raised hog arms of the infantry fought soldiers, cavalry, soldiers on horseback, and elephants lead high tax to clothes, feed, and pay. Troops farmers had to give half of the value of their crops to the king. Mauryan Empire in 321 BCE and 232 BCE, according to Consolidating the Empire. First, Chandragupta relied on an advisor named Kautilya, who wrote a rules handbook called the Arthashastra. The book proposed two policies to hold the empire together, including spicing and the political assassination. Second, creating a highly bureaucratic government. Empire was divided into four provinces, each headed by a prince. Each province was then divided into local districts, which assessed tax and enforced laws. Chandragupta Maurya grandson Asoka brought the Mauryan Empire to its greatest heights. He ruled from 269 BCE and 232 BCE, saddened by a military battle that resulted in the deaths of many of these soldiers. Asoka studied Buddhism and decided to rule by the Buddha's teaching of peace to all beings. Asoka had two stone pillars erected throughout the empire that were inscribed with his new policies. Some said that Asoka would treat subjects fairly and humanely. Others praised nonviolence, others urged religious tolerance. According to Asuka Sophanid, Chandragupta Maurya's hard policies, for instance, instead of the spices, he sent officials to look out for subject welfare. He kept an army, but sought to rule humanely. He also sent missionaries to Asia to spread Buddhism. He had extensive road work and improved condition along these roads. Every 9 miles there were wells and rest houses. Period of turmoil, 232 BCE and 320 CE. Asuka's death left a power vacuum, and India regional kings began challenging the imperial government. Kingdoms of central India remained independent. The Adra dynasty dominated that region for years, flourishing of the Silk Road trade. Southern India, which had not been conquered by the Mauryan Empire, was home to 3 kingdoms called the Tamil kingdoms. They were often at war with one another and with other states. Gupta Empire, 320 CE and 535 CE. Chandragupta, no relation to Chandragupta Maurya, came to power in the northern state of Magadha through marrying the daughter of an influential royal family. In 320 CE, Chandragupta took at the title Great King of Kings. Classical China. The classical China laid the foundation for arguably the single most important civilization in the history of the planet. Any stereotypical ideas you have about the way China is formed borders, language, and writing, technology, empires, rules, etc. come from this era, from the point where the region was first unveiled under the legalist Qin Shi Huangdi to the fall of the Han Empire. What we know as China today took shape. Western schools often overlook the importance of Han China, instead focusing on Greece and Rome. Don't fall into this trap. According to the AP, Europe cannot be more than 20% of the exam. In my opinion, China should garner your attention more than any other culture over the span of history. So pay attention. The classical Japan. During its classical period, Japan was highly influenced by Chinese culture, the influence of Buddhism, Confucianism, and other elements of Chinese culture had a profound impact on the development. Robert Oxnam. Japan classical period spanned the 6th to the 12th century. Unfortunately, this period is often neglected in world history textbook and time it full the classical eras of Greece, China, and India. It is precise that quite distinctive medieval period in Japan, famous for its samurai warriors that began in the 12th century. But here in the classical period, we see a pattern that often recurs that Japanese, consciously and deliberately, borrow in this instance from China. They create a cultural synthesis which is uniquely Japanese. The classical period gave birth to refined court culture in which many of the prominent figures were women. One of them, Murasaki Shikibu, wrote what is today considered by many to be the world's first novel, The Tale of the Genji. Haru Shirin. One of the things about Japanese culture is it never shades the earlier periods. As in the Chinese tradition, each layer continues to coexist with the new Suits period, the medieval period, the Tokugawa period, the modern period, produce new literature, new aesthetic, but the old continues to coexist with it. Thank you for listening, everyone. Again, good evening.